welcome back to the Distressed Princess. I'm Rhonda, and today's video is part of the Chic for Cheap craft challenge. The host for this challenge is Christi over at Christi Creates, and she does this challenge every single month. Her co-host this month is Betsy over at Cuttin Vinyl. I'll tell you some more about both of them in just a little bit, but for right now, I'm going to go ahead and show you my first DIY. My first inspiration piece came from Kirkland's, and I found this online. It's one of those beautiful glitter sparkly paintings. Actually, it's a set, but the price tag is $169.99. Is it surprising to you guys that I would pick to make something so sparkly and not distressed? But I do gravitate to that stuff sometimes, and it's fun to make. And this is what you'll need to do it. I got this pack of 2 large canvases from Five Below, and it was $5 for the set of both. And I already had the paint and glue on hand. The white glitter came from Walmart, and the silver glitter came from the Dollar General store. If you already have gray paint on hand, then by all means use that. But I didn't have any that wasn't chalk paint. So I'm mixing the Apple Barrel white paint with a little bit of Apple Barrel black paint. And I just used my foam brush to put that all over the bottom half of both of the canvases. And don't forget the edges. Then I used the Waverly chalk paint in the color Mineral, which I wasn't going to use any chalk paint at all because I figured this was a glittery project. It didn't need to look chalky, but after you get the glitter applied, it really doesn't matter that this is chalk paint at all. I just wanted another depth or dimension to this painting. I didn't want it to be just gray and white. I wanted it to have another color for interest. So I'm just brushing that color into the middle of the painting and brushing it downward and kind of mixing it with the gray paint. And I was really liking how that was giving another layer of color. Then on the top portion of the canvas, I did the Apple Barrel white paint. And so as you saw, I just squeezed some out right onto the canvas. And then now I'm going to blend that white down into the rest of the other colors. And here in a minute, I'll start fading the white down into those colors more and bringing some of that gray color up into the white. So it's kind of going to go both ways. The white goes into the gray, and the gray and Mineral goes up into the white. And then I thought it was kind of interesting when I was making the white streaks down into the gray. So I did the same thing and put gray streaks at the top where there's mostly white. And here again, don't forget your sides. I just kind of brought some of that color down onto the sides and faded it out. Then comes some of the fun part. You put the school glue, and this is just Dollar Tree school glue, and I'm using a chip brush, and you can find those at the Dollar Tree too. And in this technique, I poured the glue in the center, and now I'm dragging it down so that the bottom is pretty well covered with glue. Now on the top half, I turn my brush sideways and I just make streaks going upwards to the top half. The first layer of glitter I used was the fine white glitter that's from Walmart, and I'd be lying if I didn't say that, you know, this was so much fun making this mess. I did the white glitter and then I did the silver glitter, and I put it all over both of these paintings. I didn't leave any dry time. I went ahead and tapped the glitter off right away after I got done sprinkling it, and then I took my chip brush and I brushed it out because I thought that the painting that I'm trying to duplicate, or the painting I was inspired by anyway, had some brush strokes in with the glitter. So I brushed it out, and then I saw some places where I thought there needed to be more glitter. So you see I just added more. I brushed it in, and then I'm going to sprinkle some more of that silver glitter on top. And this time I let this glitter sit and I let it have some dry time before I went back in with the brush again to add those brush strokes. And here is the reveal. 2 large canvas paintings for $5 if you already have the paint and glue and glitter. But if you had to buy glitter at the Dollar Tree, that's only $1 a piece. So these are very inexpensive. They make a huge impact if you're wanting to fancy up some walls. Now let's meet our host. We have Christi from Christi Creates. She is so super talented. I have been a subscriber of hers for a very long time. She just recently redid a craft room. Well, she moved into a new house, and so she got to get a whole new craft room, and oh boy, do I recommend going and watching that craft room tour. It is a crafter's heaven in there. And her co-host this month is Betsy over at Cuttin Corners Vinyl, and I haven't had a chance to check out a lot of her videos yet, but I'm definitely going to, because it looks like she's got a lot of tips and tricks up her sleeve when it comes to vinyl cutting. In my description box down below, there will be a link to both of their channels and a link to the playlist so that you can see what everyone else created today. Now back to the DIYs. And surprise, it's another Kirkland's dupe. I found this on the Kirkland's website for $39.99, which I guess isn't too bad of a price, but really it was kind of high considering it was only a 12 by 24 size. Now you can get this Art Skills foam trifold board from the Dollar General store for $3. And just watch when I unfold this how large it is. And we're going to turn this entire thing, almost minus the edges, into wall art. So in the interest of making things simple, all I did was draw a line the width of a ruler all the way around the entire board. And then at the corners, just cut out where the lines cross. Now, using a craft knife, you want to score where you drew those lines. Be careful not to go all the way through. You just want that very top layer of paper on this foam board to be cut. And once you've done that, then you can bend the edges all the way around the whole board. Bend all the edges down, and this will create our canvas effect. And then you want to secure your corners with some sort of tape. I'm using black duct tape that came from the Dollar Tree, and it worked very well. I just cut a piece big enough that would go around both sides at the corner and fold it over the top. I had a tear in the foam board where it's really supposed to bend to make it into the trifold, and so I used some of that duct tape just to put that back together. And then I thought it would be a good idea to go ahead and reinforce those places all the way around the board where it was naturally supposed to bend. When you're all done with that, it should look like a giant canvas just waiting for some art to be put on it. And the art that we're going to put on it is going to start with this marble contact paper. It's the Duck brand. It came from the Family Dollar store. It is about $3 a roll. And this is how you're supposed to do contact paper. You're supposed to get the one end started and get it placed down wherever you want to start your project. Don't peel the entire backing off, just the one end. Then just slowly, gently peel the backing away as you're smoothing over the top of the contact paper. This helps to get a straight line, and it really helps with the air bubble problem that you might have if you were to peel the whole backing off. Also, you'll see that I overlapped just a little bit, so I was making sure that there would be no gap in between the two pieces that I had to use to cover this whole giant piece. To do the corners, all I did was cut right down the corner, and then I folded the contact paper inside. And then all the contact paper that was excess around the edges, I just folded it in and stuck it inside. I made the words using my Cricut, and I have the Cricut Explore Air 2, or Air Explore 2, whatever. It's the number 2. And so it is not capable of doing such large words in one piece like the Cricut 3 and the Cricut Maker 3. They're all for long projects, and man, how I would love to have one of those, but I didn't have that, so I kind of had to piece mine together. You can see I had to do the blessed in 2 separate pieces, and the great big thankful I had to do in actually 3 pieces. And as a side note, I actually used the Duck brand clear contact paper to use for transfer tape. And I've done it before. It works really well. It was just really sticky this time. And so here is the giant wall art. And it cost me a total of $6 to make this. I already had the vinyl, and I was really happy with how it turned out. And my last inspiration today is the Forever Roses. And these things are beautiful, but look at the price tag. And this is a cheap one. Usually they'll run up to $500 or more, I've seen. Well, I'm going to make something similar using a box that I found at the Dollar General store. It was only $1, and I'm using 2 bunches of the white roses that you get at the Dollar General, and they're $3 a bunch. So I had this foam already from the Dollar Tree, and you want to fit it inside the box, and you want it to fit perfectly inside the box. And so I just figured out a hack in how to do this like a puzzle. I kind of pushed that foam down onto the edge where it would go, and it made a mark. And then I was able to take my knife and cut that foam into a piece that would fit. Well, almost perfect. It made the box bulge a little bit, so I had to use my knife and cut a little sliver off just so that it wouldn't make the box bulge. And then I cut a couple more pieces to complete the little foam block puzzle. I think in this project it's important that you have the whole box full, as full as you can get it with the foam, and also you want the foam to be the same height all the way around. You want it to be uniform. Then I cut each flower off of the rose bush. There were 6 flowers on each bush, so I had 12 flowers total, which was perfect for this size box. And I'm not for sure, but it looks like to me that the Forever roses are more like rose buds. They're not like fully blossomed roses to me. They look like smaller rose buds. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking off the more opened up parts of the flower, like the 2 layers of petals that are on the bottom, along with the green piece that keeps them in place. And then it's really easy just to put these flowers right down inside the foam. I did 3 rows of 4, and they fit perfectly in this box. So if you're able to find this very box and these 2 rose bushes, then you're going to be set to go. And just look how quick, easy, and pretty this turned out. And you could also spray some perfume on these roses. I think that would be an awesome idea. Let's take another look back at all of the dupes today. Don't forget to check out the playlist in my description box below and check out Christi Creates and Betsy over at Cuttin Corners Vinyl. And I will see you all next time. Bye.